Fawn fam, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hey, what's up? My name is Tanya and thank you all so much for joining in and watching this video. As always, there will be timestamps listed down below so you can jump around, and if you like what you see, smash the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and thumbs this video up. I do try to post as regularly as possible with as many new releases, as many products, just as much beauty as possible, and we have so much fun on this channel. A lot of craziness goes down, a lot of blonde moments happen, so you want to be sure to be subscribed, turn that notification bell on so you never miss out on all the fun, new content, new releases, and just everything that is the Fawn family. Now bear with me. See, already I'm losing my voice. I've been filming for over 10 hours. I'm dying. This is my last intro and outro of the evening, and I am ready for bed because I need to get over this late night filming stuff because I can't do it. I can't. I'm like, all right. So we're gonna get into business. I don't even know where to start. I want to start with the positives, because I feel like I don't know what people are actually doing, because I never watch videos of anything before I review and test and swatch and play, because I never want to be biased in any way possible. So I just want to give you guys all of my positive feedback on this collection, because this collection is absolutely beautiful, and then get into all of the problems that I had with my order and all of that afterwards. So I tested out today the Jaclyn Luminous Powder in Brighten Up and Do Me. I swatched out both powders, and then I did half my face with one shade and half my face with the other shade, so you guys could kind of see if there was much of a difference. I couldn't see too much of a difference between the two shades, to be honest, and when it was swatched on my hand, I have eyeshadow and other stuff still on me, just ignore the mess. They're beautiful powders. They are very reminiscent of my favorite powder from Lancôme, the Radiant Smoothing Powder in Peche that I keep top shelf. And I think this is where Jaclyn kind of got her idea from, because I remember her including this in a favorite video years ago, and I have like 6 jars of this because this is what I set my face with all the time, like my entire face, because I love the glow. And then by the time you like contour, blush, highlight, you know, spray your face down, you do everything, bronze, it is not so like in your face, beaming, bam, like holy cow, can't take it. So I have a sneaky suspicion that she got her formula, idea, concept from this powder, and I'm not mad about it at all. The more formulas that we have like this, the better, and imitation is the best form of flattery. And the fact that it's like so difficult to buy this powder, the more the merrier. And it's beautiful, and Jaclyn's powder is beautiful. It sets everything really nicely. It's not as radiant as the Lancôme one, which actually makes me sad. I was hoping that hers would be as radiant as Lancôme's, but it still does give a very beautiful luminosity to the skin. So to me, the Lancôme one, if people were like, oh my gosh, it's too luminous, you could always just mix it with a translucent powder and kind of tone it down a little bit, which is my take on Jaclyn. It's almost like this is Lancôme's mixed with some translucent and toned down a little bit, and you still get some radiance without like highlighting your whole face. But like I said, once you it comes together with all the other powders that you put on top afterwards. You never ended up like a disco ball anyway. But her packaging is really beautiful, and I don't like the font that she chose, but again, that's just preferential. I break apart packaging and details like this in every single video. This is not me nitpicking on Jaclyn at all. I just, if you don't, like, just on Scott Barnes' video was like tearing apart how beautiful his sleeves are, and then when you get to his actual packaging, it's like just says Scott Barnes, and like so much went into how beautiful his sleeves are. And so I mean, you can go hop over to that video if you guys want. Like, it's just, I do this all the time, so I'm not like attacking Jaclyn on packaging for that at all. It's just something that I do because I'm sure there's going to be other people watching this video aside from my typical fawn family. So I do want to just throw that out there, that this is just something that I do. So that isn't something that would be my style, but we do have very different styles. So, you know, everybody can do what they would like with their own brands. That's just how it goes. And when my brand launches, mine's going to be very different from this one. And not everybody's going to like what I choose either. And that's just how the beauty industry rolls. So if you guys aren't able to pick up like your exact shade that you were hoping to, I really wouldn't worry about it too much, because like I said, Brighten Up and Do Me, I really didn't see a difference once it was on my skin. Just a slight difference in the swatch, but that was it. And it, like I said, it's a beautiful powder. It's very finely milled. It feels very silky smooth. It doesn't like grab at your foundation and separate things and break it apart. And it's nothing like what a powder can do when it's done wrong. It doesn't do any of those things. It is done right. And you get 10 grams or 0.35 ounces. Then the highlighting palette, the Flash. This is very, very sturdy, and like it is built well. I really appreciate the fact that I feel like I can travel with this, and boy will I travel with this. Look at this glow. This glow is nothing but Jaclyn. I did not add any other brand. This is like just wet and intense and beautiful in every single way, because you guys know I'm all about like beaming, blinding, see me from outer space highlights. I don't want anything subtle in a highlight, and so I can see myself traveling with this all the time. She picked 4 beautiful shades. These are the type of shades that I would pick if I was doing a 4-pan palette, highlighting palette. Nice mirror, and you get 4 gorgeous shades that I do swatch out. A very icy one, a nice like peachy champagne, a nice champagne, and then a peach. And it's just blinding. It's beautiful. They are very powdery when you're putting your brush in it. There's a lot of kick up, but it's very smooth on the face. It doesn't emphasize anything, and I have like layers and layers on my face. And when I first went in, I took my Ray Morris Deluxe Kabuki #1 brush, because I did not buy the brushes. I'm sure the brushes are like Morphe brushes, and I'm not a Morphe girl at all. So no. So you're not gonna see that in this video. But I took this brush and I just totally swirled it around, and then I swirled it around in sparks, and then I went in, because I do not play with highlights. And I mean, I have at this point now like 10 layers of highlight minimum. And no matter how much you like layer it up, it's just beautiful. Like, it really is just beautiful. It's that simple. It's stunning. So I did not use Mesmerized, but I then ended up like taking all 3 of these shades and like adding more, and I'm like, I can't get enough. Like, just give me more highlight. I took a fan brush and did this action, and then I took my, like, this is my Sonia G Sculpt 3. I did it here. Then I took my Sonia G, where are you hiding? Did I put you back down? No. I did misplace her. The Sonia G Mini Booster is the best brush in the freaking universe for inner corner highlight and brow bone. I mean, even down the nose, get the little button, and then here, and lip. This brush is so soft. I used to use the Morphe M505 or 506. Like a long time ago. It was such a scratchy brush, and I found that actually irritated my eyes when I would do the inner corner highlights, because it like just scratchy. This is like just so soft. And so you can buy this from Beautylish. This is amazing. And so I just went like into Gleam, and then I did end up adding Sparks into my inner corner, and it's just like, this brush though, I feel like I could just sit here because it's like getting an inner corner massage. And it's just, it is fantastic. You guys need that brush. But this highlighting palette, seriously, it's like everything. If you are a girl who likes to just glow, it is beautiful. Then, these 3 babies. They're beautiful. I have Extra, because I'm extra, Balm, and Amped. I want to say I went with Balm. I think I used Balm as my spotlight highlight. And first I just I gave you guys swatches of everything. I think I said that already. And I think I have a hair on my lip, a doggy hair. It's driving me crazy. I think I did Balm. And so I Fix Plused my whole face, took one of my Sonia G fan brushes. I believe I used the Sculpt 3 and not the Fan Pro. Not 100% sure. I do go back and forth between these ones. And as my face was still damp with Fix Plus, I just took the loose highlighter. I'm not a fan of her sifter, and not enough highlight comes out. The powder is totally cool, enough comes out, but for these little guys, I was like, come on, like it doesn't come out. It's really irritating, so I have to take scissors and make the holes bigger. Like that is, but I have that problem with like almost all my powders. It drives me nuts. I'm like, I don't have time to sit here and like have powder come out. Okay, it already takes me 3 hours to get ready. I don't have 10 minutes to have powder come out. So I do have to make the holes bigger, but aside from that issue, once I got the powder out, my face was dampened. I put the brush into the powder, and then I just like went like this to spotlight. I didn't want to wet the brush. These brushes are too expensive for that. So I just went like this onto my damp face and like that again, and it was just like beautiful, blinding, smooth. It didn't emphasize like texture, fine lines, anything. It didn't create fine lines or texture. Some highlights tend to do that. I'm telling you guys, across the board, from the setting powder to the palette to the beaming highlights, they are all absolutely amazing. I'm almost out of this, and this is my second one. And she knocked it out of the park. There is nothing bad I can say about like the formulas. The face palette is made in Italy. The loose powders, both the little guys and the big guys, are made in the USA, just so you're aware. And then there's also an Australian address on there. It's distributed out of Florida, made in the USA. Then there's an Australian address, and then the palette is made in Italy. So to me, that was odd. And then some batch codes were the same for different items, and then I think one was a different batch code. I don't know. All that's in the unboxing. Now, for the, oh my god, chaos. So, when I was checking out, it was the worst website I have ever shopped on. And you guys, I am a certified shopaholic. Like, I am a shopping pro. I am proud to be a shopping pro. I always know how to get like the best deals. It's like, everybody's like, how do you do it? How do you, like, how? I'm sorry, I have a head cold. And it is bad. It's driving me crazy, and it's gonna break apart my foundation. But I really am like, whether it is Saks, Neiman Marcus, Bergdorf, Sephora, Ulta, I mean, just Beautylish, anything in between, like, I know how to shop. So her website, every item that I would add to my cart, it would refresh me to check out. And I'm like, no, I don't want to check out. Like, and then I would go back a page, and then it would take me from the item that I was on, because, like, say I was trying to buy 3 of these loose highlighters. Then it would take me to, like, the setting powders, the big jar. And I'm like, and I'm freaking out because she claimed it was limited edition, which I have another issue with that I'm going to touch on. So I'm like, no, like, just stop. What are you doing? And so, like, I'd hit back again, and then, or the forward button, and get back to the loose guys. And then I'd add my next color. And then it would refresh and want to check me out. And I'm like, I'm not ready to check out. So I'd hit back again, and then it would take me to, like, the palette. And I'm like, oh my god. And I, like, already had the palette in my cart, and the palette did the same thing. It, like, brought me to a checkout, and then it brought me to a different place, and then it brought me to brushes, and I'm like, I don't want frickin' brushes. And it kept doing it, item for item for item for item for item. Every single item that I've added to my cart, it wanted me to check out, and when I wasn't ready to check out, it just brought me to a random ass product on a different page. It never brought me back to the page that I was on trying to check out with, or trying to add to my cart. That drove me insane, and it gave me such anxiety too, because this was marketed as limited edition. It's already been brought back and sold out, and I'm sure it's going to be brought back again. And I also, as a side note, don't understand why in the world she would have this as a limited edition item. This is such an all 3 products are so amazing. Why not have this as just a staple in your line? And I feel like they are going to become a staple in her line, but she's trying to create this, like, rush drama to get everybody to hurry up and buy it and spend their money before Christmas when people are tight for money. And it's not fair to advertise anything as limited edition or a limited release when you know damn well that's not going to be the case for your line. And if that is the case for her line, this is a stupid ass business model, because she has 3 bomb ass products, and if she actually is going to discontinue them, I don't know what she's thinking. So to me, it only makes sense that these are going to be staples in her beauty line, and she's just trying to trick consumers into that rush mentality of anxiety like it did with me, to hurry up and go buy now and just put it on a credit card and figure it out later on how you're going to pay for it. And that's not how you gain loyal consumers at all. And I never purchased from her lipstick line because I lost a lot of respect for Jaclyn probably a year and a half, maybe pushing 2 years ago, which was really, really sad because I absolutely full-heartedly loved and adored her so much. She was actually the inspiration to me starting a beauty channel. My husband really wanted me to start one because he knew how passionate I was about everything beauty. And then my best friend was like, you should just check out Jaclyn Hill. And I started watching a couple of her videos and I got so hooked that I binge watched her for like a week straight. And I honestly think I watched every single Jaclyn video. And this was back in 2016, in June of 2016. And I fell in love with her so hard. I thought she was the cutest thing. She's so pretty. Her personality's so bubbly. She was just amazing at makeup. She was fun to watch, engaging. Like, everything about her was just awesome. She was my absolute favorite. I never watched YouTube. Period. Like, nothing on YouTube. I know it's insane. I did not watch YouTube. And then I watched Jaclyn June 2016, and then I started trying to watch a few other influencers, and I'm like, there's nobody like Jaclyn. Like, I actually don't care about any other influencer. I only care about Jaclyn. And slowly I found like Stephanie Nicole, and I really liked her. And then I found like Tati and a few other people, but I just absolutely loved Jaclyn, and it was like all about Jaclyn. And then I found Nikki Tutorials, and she's amazing. And now all of a sudden, I don't recognize this Jaclyn. Not her appearance. I am not at all picking on her appearance. People can do what they want. I know people fluctuate in weight. I fluctuated in weight. When I had my hysterectomy, I gained 20 pounds and it was hell, and I would never, ever, ever attack a woman's appearance. I'm talking about I don't recognize the person she has become, and I unsubscribed from her over a year and a half ago. I don't follow her on social media anymore, and it kind of breaks my heart because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Jaclyn. And I'm like, where's Jaclyn? And my best friend is like, I don't recognize Jaclyn either. Like, who is this person? She's a completely different person. And I realized she was, you know, younger and earlier 20s when I started watching her, and people change and evolve, and maybe this is just the person that she's growing up to be, and it's just somebody that I don't jive with, or she's chosen this to be like a personality for YouTube instead of just being real and herself. I don't get why anybody would be just not themselves. Like, I'm totally myself. I leave all my crap in my videos. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. But then when she launched her lipsticks, that was like, I mean, she's had collab failure after collab failure and drama, and she's burned people, and that's why I did not support her lipstick launch. And then when there was all that drama, I was like, thank God I did not buy those freaking lipsticks, because I'm autoimmune, and when all these test results were coming in, I'm like, oh my God, had I applied those lipsticks to my lips, what could have happened, you know? So when I found out she was coming out with highlights, one, I can't resist highlight. But two, I knew she'd make a bomb formula. And so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. And she did. She killed this. But I have a really hard time swallowing the fact that we're in this beauty industry where so many people are like, limited edition, you need to rush and buy this, if there's only limited quantities, da 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 da. Like, I promise you guys, that is never going to be the case with my brand. I will be completely straightforward. I'm going to be transparent. You will know. You're even gonna know my markup. Like, I'm going to be that transparent. So this bothers me. And then not only is this like whole duping the audience thing for, you know, this quick cash and sellout and all of that thing one issue. And then I had all of this chaotic, insane checkout process issue. I mean, how does Jaclyn not have her website working at this point? Like, that was insanity. Like, you guys don't understand the insanity because I was trying to buy so many products. Then she promised, now I caught this, she promised that the orders were going to be shipped out in the order in which they were received. And she lied about that. I placed 2 orders. My camera's gonna cut out in 2 minutes, so I'm just gonna shut this off and turn it back on. 1 second. Okay, so my second order that I placed probably 5 to 8 minutes after my first order showed up at my door 5 days? I think because of the weekend. Something like 5 days. I'm gonna have to do my checks on my tracking, and I'll include all that stuff in the video.
Hey guys, I'm going to take over here for a minute with the receipts because the wife asked me to, and naturally I've got to slide in here and save the day. I know it's going to be a lot of editing, so to avoid this, I'm just going to dive right in here with my friend. Here are your receipts. I'm just playing. Those are the Jaclyn Hill receipts about the lipsticks. No, wait. There they are. I know, I could have taken the high road and gone with no comment, but that's not really me. Guilty as charged. Instead, we're actually going to give you some real receipts here. So we got video. If you look here, you can see the time and the date that this email was received from Jaclyn Cosmetics. And we click on peek at your order, and my computer takes forever to load the page. At the bottom of the page is the tracking number. Then there's the order number. And the tracking number ends in 7931. So I'm going to click on that. Loading. Still loading. Alright, 7931. There's the tracking number. And these redaction boxes are like our addresses and extra things that we're ordering and stuff like that. But you can see here, 6:07 p.m. on December 4th. Here's our second email from 4 minutes later. Same day. Loading. Tracking number at the bottom there, 0050. Different tracking number. Order numbers at the top. Different order number. There were only 2 orders. So again, tracking number 0050, and we're going to click on that. But the delivery time is 6:07 p.m. on December 4th again. So if you're thinking what I'm thinking, Exactly. How's that possible? Because we actually received them at different days. But hang in there. Let's jump over to the UPS account. We'll click on the 4th. You can see a shipment. Block and tracking numbers there. From Jaclyn 0050. So that was one of the 2 tracking numbers. All right. December 4th. So we got 0050 and 7931. Both packages are showing as delivered. And now we're going to scroll down to the bottom of the page and change days over to the 2nd. All right, so I'm going to run a search here on the page. Boom, there's Jaclyn. And now we have 2 different tracking numbers, 4038 and 4867. Once again on the 2nd. So these are completely unaccounted for, as far as the here are your tracking numbers from Jaclyn emails are concerned. I mean, I guess it is what it is. It's also checkmate. Unbelievable. But to recap, this is what happened. I'm going to read you a story. Tanya placed 2 orders. She received 2 order confirmation emails, but she only received 1 email telling her her order, not orders, was on the way. As Tanya said in the video, Jaclyn promised the orders would be shipping out in the order they were received. Tanya received her 2nd order first. That means the order that was placed 4 minutes after the first order is the order that came 2 days sooner. Tanya received 2 tracking numbers from Jaclyn, 4 tracking numbers from UPS, and 5 total boxes were delivered, 2 on the 2nd and 3 on the 4th. Unfortunately, I have no proof of the 5 boxes. I couldn't tell you why UPS is even claiming there were only 4. But regardless, let's say there were 4. That means there should have been 4 tracking numbers sent to Tanya from Jaclyn, showing 2 order numbers, with each order having been allocated 2 tracking numbers. And how 4 minutes equates to 2 days, I have no idea. Then there's the fact that one placed 4 minutes sooner showed up 2 days later. Dude. Anyway, now you know. Back to Tanya.
But it was something like 3 to 5 days sooner than my first order. So that was like a flat out lie, because my 2nd order came first. And then not only was that an issue with me, because I'm like, you promised your audience, like she's always lying at this point. Like, what is happening? So that really pissed me off. And then my 2 orders showed up in 5 boxes. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, 5 boxes. Like, I know brands, for the most part, are not environmentally friendly, but seriously, 5 boxes? And then my order is completely messed up. I have 2 palettes of the dark skin tone, 2 palettes of the dark skin tone, and 1 palette of my light skin tone. When I ordered 2 palettes of the light skin tone and 1 palette of the dark skin tone. And then my powders, some are like doubled up. I believe 1 is totally missing. I need to go check my order. Like, my order is so completely messed and reversed and duplicated in a wrong way. And then the way the shipping occurred, and the fact that like the 2nd order came first, but then it came in 2 orders, and then the first order came so many days later, and then that came in 3 orders. Like, I just don't get it. Why can't she have 1 flawless launch? She finally had products that were amazing, because she has not had any product that has been amazing aside from her very first Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe. For some reason, that one palette was so good. But then like but even that palette had issues, like with the names and the stupid card, and like there was still drama around it, but the formula, the palette itself was good. Then everything else went to shit before and after. All her other collabs, oh sorry, her one collab with Becca, her Champagne Pop was fantastic. I have to give her that. That was beautiful. But it's just like never-ending drama. And I don't plan on supporting Jaclyn in the future. Unless there's another highlighter. I'm like, highlight, I just can't with that, you know, unless she does something atrocious, obviously. Because like Jeffree Star, I couldn't care less if he has the best highlighter in the entire world. I still won't buy it. But aside from that, I mean, maybe if I met her and she was like a horrible person, like when I met Jeffree, that could change things. But she doesn't seem like she's this evil person. She just seems like she's misguided and doesn't have the right people in her corner and the right cheerleaders and the right friends helping her out, which is also sad. I feel like part of me is really mad and angry at her, and part of me is also heartbroken for her, because I feel like she just needs better people in her corner, helping her out, cheering her on, and to me, I don't think she has that, and she doesn't have the right support system. And I could be totally wrong. This is like completely my opinion, completely like speculation. This is not facts. This is totally just what I think. And I just truly believe that Jaclyn, being as knowledgeable as she is in the beauty industry, can't be this horrific in the consumer end when she has as much money as she does, without people there purposely just like trying to sabotage her. So I don't think it's like solely a Jaclyn thing. I really don't. I really think there is just sabotage also trying to like happening behind the scenes somehow, and she either hasn't picked up on it, doesn't know about it, it's happening so subtly. I don't know. I hope for her sake she opens her eyes, she catches on to it, something soon. I don't know, for her brand's sake, for her own sake, just like I almost just want to give her a hug and be like, Jaclyn, like deep down, you're such a sweetheart, like come back to your old ways, you know, like that kind of a thing. I don't know. It's just sad. To me, it's just a sad situation. But if you guys do want to support this line, despite how bad the shipping has been and the website and this stupid limited edition nonsense, the products truly are fantastic. And you cannot take away from that. At the end of the day, you cannot take away from the fact that all three products that she put out are amazing. So I do want to still leave off on that note because I am over the moon excited, and I think that these are going to be staples in my collection, and I can't see myself not traveling with all three of these products because like you just glow so beautifully. So if you guys want to see swatches of all of these babies and then if you want to see all of them in action, then just keep on watching. All right, I got all of the goodies from Jaclyn Hill's highlighter holiday launch, so that I think would fit at least my little bun. Is it making it in? It's like flopping all over. I think I'm gonna have to redo her. That I think will fit my complexion. I am obviously a very fair. Now I'm in the middle of testing out a new primer, foundation, concealer, setting powder, under eye powder, and then I just popped on brows and lips. So my face is like partially done because I like to do it in like mini videos. I didn't want to contour first and then use her like glowy setting-ish powder. My like go-to setting powder is the Lancôme Radiant Smoothing Powder in Peche. So I'm interested to see if one of these, or if like her big guys, I ordered 2 colors. I ordered Brighten Up and Do Me, if these are like similar to the Lancôme or not. And then I also ordered 3 shades of the loose highlighter as well as the Flare palette, because I know the other palette is no way it's ever going to fit my translucent butt. So I'm very excited to get into this. I'm gonna go over any kind of like hem and haws and the insanity that was the checkout process, some of the, I don't know if it was warehouse glitches or potential fibs and all of that in my intro, so it's not redundant, and then like why I wanted to buy from Jaclyn but didn't want to buy from Jaclyn, and all of that kind of stuff will be covered in the intro, so it's not getting doubled up. So that being said, my plan is to use one of these powders now, jump back into the video for contour and blush, then come back into this video for both highlights, and then go do my eye tutorial. So we have her Jaclyn Cosmetics Luminous Powder, and it says bring out that inner glow with this magically luminous powder. The first ingredient is mica, so be aware for that. I don't know why she didn't go with a synthetic mica. I plan on using synthetic mica in likely, if I even go with synthetic mica in my eyeshadow palette, but there is mica in here, just so you guys are aware, but that is all that is. I mean, she has more ingredients on here. Let me see. Yeah, like she went with some other synthetic ingredients, so why not synthetic mica? I am not sure. I'm not seeing any talc though, so you guys can be happy about that. Now, I know she has said it's cruelty-free, but she doesn't have the cruelty-free anything on here. Now, this says made in USA. It also has an Australia address. It's distributed out of Florida. Then there's a UK address. Then there's an Australia address. Then it's made in the USA. Then the little guys have that it's distributed out of Florida, an Australia address, made in the USA. It also has mica and carmine, but it doesn't say that it's vegan. So I don't know if she's claiming that she's vegan or not, but it's not saying that it's like a vegan carmine. So I'm not sure. If you guys need to dig deeper into that, if that's something of concern for you, be aware of that. And then the highlighter palette. First ingredient is mica again, and it's not a synthetic mica. I don't know why, if she's using other synthetic ingredients, why it's not synthetic mica. And she has each color listed out, and it's looking like each color has mica in it. It's just either the first or second ingredient, give or take. And nowhere on here does it say cruelty-free, which to me is concerning because when it's cruelty-free, like, you advertise that. And this one, it does say made in Italy, but there's again an Australia address, and then it's distributed out of Florida, which is totally fine. So just so you guys know, this is the only one made in Italy. The other two are made in the USA. I don't know what she said in her reveal video, but I do want to let you guys know this is the only one that was made in Italy. I know that that was brought up, so. And then I know batch numbers were also a deal. My batch numbers are different. No. Okay, my loose powder and my big powder batch numbers both say JPA43A. No. This is interesting. Both big loose powders say that code, then two of the small ones say that same code. Then I have an oddball that says JPA45A, and then my highlighter palette is JAA44A. So anybody who's trying to do any research of anything out there, that's what I got for you. So first we're digging into these loose palettes, or loose highlighters. I disclaimed in the last video when I started doing my base makeup, which, by the way, the foundation and concealer, I will link corresponding videos down below, were so beautiful. And then the setting powder, I tested out. I'm not loving it. You can really like see the setting powder sitting on the skin, and it's driving me crazy. I hate when that happens, but you know, the beauty of testing out products in the industry. So this is a very pretty packaging. I don't particularly like the font, but again, that's just style. The packaging itself, I do think, is beautiful. I love the frosted glass, the cap, all of that is stunning. This one is Do Me. Okay, this is not as blinding as my Lancôme Peche. You can just kind of see like there's some radiance in there. Does feel nice and smooth, like a silky powder. I do like the texture. And then Brighten Up. It's funny, this kind of looks like the other shade I have in, oh no, I just broke the tab! In my Lancôme powder that I can't wear too often. I have to have a bit of a self-tan going, which I so do not right now. Oh no! I take it back. I think that one is more luminous. I know it's just a powder, so it's kind of hard to tell. Let me get my Lancôme that I keep a top shelf. See how she kind of, no shade, I'm just saying. The Lancôme is way prettier. Like on the hand, that's Lancôme. I don't know if you guys are gonna really be able to see Lancôme, and then the first Jaclyn Do Me and then brighten up. I think brighten up, shoot. It's almost like it's a mixture of the two colors. This was definitely an inspiration, if not a reverse engineer formula type of a thing. Except Lancôme really settles in nicely. The other ones kind of sit on. Okay, well now they're blending more and more and more with my finger. I don't know. I don't know which one I want to use. They look beautiful. I'm just, guys, I just wouldn't, I think we know that Lancôme was one of her favorites, and it's fine. Imitation is one of the best forms of flattery. I just would not take this as a, oh my god, Jaclyn came out with one of the best kind of powders ever, knowing that she called Lancôme's Radiant Smoothing Powder Peche one of her best of beauty something a few years back. I just feel like she's imitating that, and I know that you can reverse engineer things, and that's all I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in, and I don't know, maybe we'll just play with one shade on one side and one shade on the other side and see what happens and go from there. And I did not buy the brushes because they're going to be Morphe brushes. I mean, let's be real. So I'm gonna start with the shade Brighten Up on this side and go from there. Oh my god, I so wish that I had like my ride or die base on right now and not what is happening, because I'm not thrilled with this, but that's okay. So I'm just taking my normal setting powder brush. This is the IT Cosmetics Love Beautifully for Ulta. Number 225 complexion powder. I forgot about the setting powder. I should not have done my brows. Now it is beautiful. It does add a nice luminosity. It feels a little drying. If you have oily skin or combo skin, I think you'll really enjoy it. But I do also have other powder on. I didn't know what to expect with this powder. With the Lancôme one, that's what I use to just set my makeup, and it's so much more glowy. So I think this one would be safe to just set your makeup with. I don't think you need to worry about setting it with something else. Now I'm gonna go in with Do Me. And that leaky eye issue again. Why? Okay, well, these powders are definitely really nice. They are very, very slightly glowy. They're a little bit drying, but again, I do have another powder laid down, so I'm gonna test them further in another video. But so far, this is beautiful. So I'm going to go contour and blush, and then I will be back to continue highlighting. All right, time to get into the Flash palette. These super creamy highlighters are like a flash of light with every swipe. That kind of rhymed. All right, let's get into this bad boy. Again, keeping in mind the like mica and all that. I know a few of you have a concern for that with your skin. Oh, this is packaged really well. I do appreciate the way it is packaged for shipping purposes. That's like extra care, so no matter if somebody's like throwing it at your door, weather conditions or whatever, this should be intact. It does look like mine's still... Okay, mine's like beat up somehow. Like my camera's never gonna pick that up. But it's like scratched. The white is really scratched, which is super weird. I mean, not that I'm not gonna scratch it up and get it dirty, but it's always a bummer when you get something new and it's scratched. That makes me sad. All right, it says you're looking at an original. Our accent light highlighters are made, I'm so tired, using a proprietary filling process that creates unique, one-of-a-kind patterns in every pan. This is no ordinary highlighter palette. It's a work of art. Comes out of this. The Flash, you get a net weight of 4, so 4 pans that are 3 grams each or 0.1 ounces. This is nice and heavy duty. I appreciate that. It feels like no matter what, if you're traveling or whatever, nothing's going to break in here, so I do like that a lot. These are nice shades. It's a very nice mirror. I really don't like the font that she went with. I know that's preferential, but Kurt doesn't like it either. It drives his OCD crazy, but like, I really don't like the font. I don't know what it is. But again, it's not about the font, it's not about the packaging. I said that with Scott Barnes packaging too, like how much more I love the sleeve over the actual packaging component. It's about the product and what's in it and how it performs. So, Gleam. Yeah, this is very creamy. I would say like very woo. You guys know I live for an amazing highlight. Oh yes, baby. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up swatch, so don't worry. This is a beautiful feeling formula. It is very, very nice. Iced, and we have Sparks. I love the colors that you put in here. This is exactly the kind of shades that I would want to put in a 4-pan palette. I think they're beautiful. So don't worry, you're gonna get close-ups, but I want to swatch out everything. The loose powders too. So I give you all that in one. I know normally I do this off camera, but then we have the loose highlighters. Light up the room with this silky soft ultra beaming highlighter. Mica is the 3rd ingredient. Super cute. It matches the powder. just tiny. So this is extra. You guys all know I'm extra. This might be the perfect shade to spotlight with today. I'm running out of like areas. I needed to grab a new trash bag and I forgot because I'm super smart. No, I'm so tired and just I need to stop filming and catch up on editing because at this point I probably have over 25 videos worth of editing to do and I'm like, eh. But I also know holidays are coming up and things are gonna get crazy. Yes, that is so silky smooth and so blinding. So that was extra. I need to like keep track of what's what when it comes to these guys. Amped. I'm like gonna be sitting on the edge of my chair. This looks like a beautiful rose gold. Oh my God. Yeah, that is gorgeous. That's a rose gold. Not as intense as extra. And then lastly, I have Balm. Maybe like a champagne. Yeah, it's like a beautiful champagne. Okay, let me give you guys a close-up of these babies before we get to highlighting. See how just beautifully blinding but smooth this formula is? So these 4 are from the highlighter palette, and then these 3 are from the loose highlighters. And you guys know I am living and loving and just, oh, this is so beautiful. Oh my God. I really want to like just bam, go for it with like the iciness, but we'll do that maybe like inner corner because again, I just don't know what I'm doing for my actual look. So I think I'm gonna mix iced, this baby, and Sparks with my Ray Morris Deluxe Kabuki #1 brush. Okay, there's a lot of kick up, just so you guys are aware of that. Wow, okay, this is beautiful. I mean, there's just no denying that. I'm literally rolling my brush around in iced and then in Sparks and then just, oh, look at that. Now this is also a very wet, very intense highlight. I'm also totally putting my brush around in one pan, putting my brush around in another pan. I don't go light with highlight. I don't tap it off. I am here for the intensity and the glow. Like, just give it to me. And this is not even playing with like the icy shade. And look at this. This is gorgeous. Living. And I could spotlight with this. I wouldn't even like need a loose highlighter. But like, okay, now I'm taking my Sonia G mini booster and I'm going into Gleam, the icy color. We're still in the pan, or in the, oh my gosh, palette. Anybody who is newly watching me, I like to really like work the highlight everywhere on my eyes and my brow bone. I don't just like take it right here. I like to work it the whole brow bone and then work the eyeshadow into the highlight, and then at the very end come back and then just touch up the highlight with whatever color needs to be touched up. So my trick is always to come in, totally highlight the brow bone, like overdo it. That way I can start building my transition shade over top of it, and then come back in and perfect whatever shade needs to be perfecting and hit it, especially in the arch, with a little extra highlight. In case you're like, what is she doing? That's just how I like to do it. I'm not somebody who is specifically trying to like raise my brow bone or anything like that. I just love to include the highlight as part of my makeup process. And this is the best brush I have ever used for inner corner highlight, brow bone highlight. It is so soft, not scratchy. I used to use like the Morphe M506, and I think there's also M505 because it was so small, but it is so unbelievably scratchy. Like, I thought that was a fine brush because I don't like Morphe brushes. They're just not luxe enough. They get the job done until they break, but they're really not luxe enough at all. But on a budget, and you can make it work, but they're scratchy and they're just not great on your skin. Like, they just don't perform the way I like my brushes to perform. And then when Sonia came out with this brush, oh my gosh, this is just heaven. It doesn't irritate your eyes, nothing. It is beautiful. I think now I'm gonna go back into iced. I mean, we are going there with highlight. We always do, but we're like going there today. Now I'm taking my Sonia G Sculpt 3. I'm gonna mix iced and sparks. That's intense. And then just for fun, I'm gonna go back in one more time. Because why not? I want to be dripping. All right. For the spotlight, I don't know what color to use. I really really don't. This is so difficult. I think I'm just gonna go with the gold one and then maybe come back in later with another one. So I'm gonna take Balm. Well, first, and we need more. And then I'm gonna go back in with my Sonia Chi Taking Balm and mix it under my brow bone. Get a little bit of that golden tone in there. I know Jaclyn said something about the sifters and working until she found the perfect one. This is not at all the perfect one. There's like impossible to get the product out. So I do not agree with that at all. I feel like you have to pound and pound and pound before you get any amount out. And that drives me crazy. But it is such a beautiful highlight that I'll let it slide. I feel like we lost a little bit on our chin. All right, I think we are highlighted up. One more. And I will see you guys after my completed look. Thanks so much for watching this video. I know that it was very long for a highlight 3 collection highlight launch. There was just a lot that needed to be said, and it wouldn't have been me if I would have just been like, oh, here's me, you know, reviewing Jaclyn, because obviously that would have been odd, as I'm not somebody who usually reviews anything Jaclyn Hill anymore. So I needed to explain a lot, talk about how bad my experience was upon receiving everything, from trying to purchase to getting it to my door, and still what a mess on the inside. And now I need to email the company and tell them how messed up my order is and all of that, and see what happens, and then keep you guys updated along the way when I see if there is a resolution and how the response is and all of that. So if there's drama involved, I will make a video. If it's just clean and everything is taken care of, I will leave a comment pinned in the video. So I guess check back, I don't know, maybe a week after this video goes up, because I'm sure they're overwhelmed with emails. It might even take them more than a week to get back to me, I don't know. But in the meantime, if you guys dare to purchase, I don't think you're going to be disappointed in the products at all. So thank you so much for your time and watching this video, and I hope that you loved these 3 products as much as I do, because they really are special. And I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I hope I covered everything that I wanted to say. It's so late at night that I'm not sure that I did, but I did cover enough anyway. So that does it for this video. And until next time, good night, good morning, wherever you are. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.